up a seat and let me kick this off straight, because the moment you grasp what I'm laying down, the entire way you greet tomorrow morning will flip. Nobody's pretending life's been easier rents high. The phone lights up with fake nice folks asking for favors. And half the time your own mind sounds like a busted radio coughing out static. But lean in. Success is already cruising your block like a delivery driver. You just haven't switched on the porch light. That porch light is mindset. Turn it on and watch everything else sharpen in the glow, like street art under fresh LED. Picture Henry Ford before the Model T, stomping around a dusty barn, broke, labeled crazy for dreaming of cars regular folks could buy. He didn't hit snooze on that vision. He pictured streets jammed with his machines, held the thought till investors, grease monkeys, and even haters got sucked into the dream. That wasn't luck, it was alignment. Same blueprint waits for you, whether you're slinging beats online or stacking shifts at a diner plotting an empire. Pause that I roll about positive thinking. This isn't chanting mantras while your Wi-Fi gets cut. It's belief married to motion. Edwin C. Barnes didn't daydream about working with Edison. He hopped a freight train with lint in his pockets and marched into Edison's office smelling like coal dust, declaring himself a partner. He swept floors for months, but every broom stroke whispered, "I belong." When Edison needed a sales beast, the kid erupted into riches. Now visualize future you strutting the block, bills on autopay, confidence so loud traffic parts, that snapshot isn't fantasy. It's your North Star. Keep it vivid, and the grind stops feeling random and starts feeling inevitable, like sunrise. Yeah, you'll still spill coffee and meet jokers who laugh at skyscraper dreams, but who cares? The law of attraction doesn't grade you on perfection, only on frequency. So here's our handshake. I'll hand you the street-level playbook, no Ivy Tower jargon, no gatekeeper fee. Your part, test it in the wild. Because once you flip from wish to will, the universe begins shoving furniture aside to make room for wins. Ready? Let's roll. First rule on day one. Gratitude ain't soft. It's the voltage that powers the whole rig. Wake up and before you doom scroll, rattle off 3 things that don't suck. Maybe you've got working lungs. Maybe the bus showed up yesterday. Maybe your grandma's soup hit different. Doesn't matter if they're tiny. The brain registers them as proof life's cooperating, then starts scanning for more cooperative evidence, like a heat-seeking missile. Stack that simple ritual for a week and watch how quickly petty drama loses its spice and fresh chances. Start sliding into your DMS. Bottom line, feelings follow focus. Aim the lens at what's working. Crank up the brightness, and you prime the day to bring even brighter scenes. That's the starter pistol. Now let's sprint. Lights on, engines warm, attitude strapped in. Step 1 in the real grind is dialing your mental radio to the exact station you want your life to sing back at you. Think of thoughts as tracks on an endless playlist. Play I'm broke, nobody helps me on loop, and guess what fills your inbox? Overdraft alerts and friends who only call when they need a ride. Swap in I'm resourceful. Cash finds me, chances chase me. Let that beat ride for a month. And suddenly, your cousin texts about freelancing gigs, and the barista drops a free muffin 'cause they messed up the batch. That's your frequency pulling perks out of thin air. But mindset without moves is like a gym membership you never swipe. The universe responds quickest to momentum. Walt Disney went bankrupt, slept in his office, sold his camera, yet kept sketching a mouse nobody else found charming. He mailed those sketches, pitched them, got laughed at, pitched again. Each rejection was a push-up for his resolve. Eventually, one studio bit, and now Mickey pulls global revenue that could bail out small countries. Remember this, when your Etsy shop sits at 0 orders, Keep shipping the dream until somebody signs. Next. Set goals with surgeon precision. I want money is as useless as a GPS pin dropped in the ocean. Try, I earn 10 grand a month from 3 income streams by December 31st. Now you've given your mind a bullish target and a deadline that whips laziness into shape. Break it down. 5 grand from copywriting clients, 3 from flipping sneakers, 2 from dividend stocks. Weekly, that's 2,500. Daily, about 357. Suddenly you know how many cold emails, how many sneaker drops, how many shares to buy on autopilot. Write those goals in ink. Neuroscientists found handwriting activates the hippocampus, locking intentions into long-term memory like graffiti on a brick wall. Then tape the page somewhere you can't dodge: bathroom mirror, phone wallpaper, fridge door above the late-night snacks. Every glance is a mini pep rally. Now cue discipline, the unglamorous cousin of motivation. Motivation is the hype man who shows up Friday night, chugs energy drinks, then ghosts you by Monday. Discipline is the ride-or-die friend tapping your window at dawn, saying, "Let's get it." Build discipline with micro-vows you refuse to break. Wake at 6, write 2 pages, prospect 5 clients, jog a mile. Each completed vow is evidence to your subconscious that you're a finisher, not a flake. Evidence stacks into identity. Identity fuels bigger actions. A word on circles, energy is louder than words. Hang around cousins who binge gossip and Netflix, and your ambition silently signs a lease on their couch. Pivot into rooms buzzing with builders, and your tempo jumps to keep pace. Warren Buffett chills with Bill Gates discussing books, not reality TV. Jay-Z kicked it with billionaire mentors long before rap's champagne fumes cleared. Audit your crew. If they don't clap when you win, exchange numbers with folks who do. Fear will crash the party disguised as common sense. It'll whisper about job security, mock your YouTube upload with 12 views, remind you your dad's startup tanked. Acknowledge the voice, thank it for trying to protect you, then walk straight past it like a polite bouncer. Fear hates motion, it feeds on stalls. Send the pitch while your finger trembles. Record the podcast, even if your mic is cheap. Action turns fear into background noise. Layer gratitude back in. Successful people practice it morning and night like flossing. Oprah writes daily lists. NBA legend Giannis prays thanks before games. Gratitude lifts your frequency above petty annoyances, tuning you into higher def opportunities. Start with 3 things at sunrise, 3 more before bed. Over a month, you'll compile proof that life cooperates. Proof is jet fuel for faith. Speaking of faith, keep the vision laser-focused, but stay flexible on delivery. You might think the bag comes through one promotion, but the universe might reroute through a side project that explodes. Jeff Bezos wanted an online bookstore. Look where Amazon landed. Hold the what, not the how. Quick detour to service. Poor value first and watch reciprocity boomerang. When you DM advice to a rookie creator, you're sowing seeds. Barnes sold Edison's machine by obsessing over customers' workflow, not commission. Zig Ziglar said, "Help enough people get what they want, and you'll get what you want." That ain't church talk. It's convertible karma. Combine these plays, and you become a walking transmitter of abundance. Thoughts tuned, goals pinned, actions loud, energy clean. The world will start mirroring back your vibe in crazy coincidences-free upgrades. Random introductions, tutorials falling into your feed the moment you need them. Catch them, act, loop the cycle. One more gem, document the journey. Journal victories and stumbles. Data reveals patterns, emotion misses. You'll spot that Tuesdays after gym your creative ideas spike, or that coffee after 3 p.m. kills your focus. Tweaking micro details compounds like pennies doubling. Awareness is leverage. Leverage shortens timelines. Treat each insight as an upgrade code and install immediately. Take a slow breath and picture the credits rolling on the highlight reel of your life 6 months from today. The soundtrack thumps triumphant. Sunlight spills across the upgraded apartment you only dared bookmark. And the crowd claps because they watched you turn thought into concrete wins. Brick by intentional brick. Rewind the tape. It all began with rough-edge gratitude for lungs that inflate, for a meme-dropping friend, for the 5-cent pen that scribbled reckless dreams. Those micro-thank-yous flipped your brain into hunter mode, sniffing opportunity like a trained hound. Next you slapped bold goals on mirrors and lock screens, deadlines screaming like drill sergeants. Every dawn they dragged you out of bed, the way a workout partner refuses to let you skip reps. Discipline followed alarm clocks before sunrise, cold emails when replies were ghost towns, push-ups after work instead of doom scrolls. Each completion deposited credibility in your mental bank. Interest compounded, confidence overflowed, and the universe echoed back random, freelance gigs, mentors sliding into dimmies, customers shouting you out on TikTok. Coincidence? Nah, confirmation. Then storms rolled in, shipments lost, video views stuck, cousin's wedding, guzzling savings. Old you might have folded, but resilience had been drilling. Laptop fried. You borrowed one and hit the deadline anyway, snagging a testimonial that doubled your rates. Obstacles flipped into catapults, slinging you farther than any smooth road could. Your circle sharpened too. You swapped energy vampires for battery packs folks who debate assets, not gossip. Group chats turned masterminds, vocabulary upgraded. Can't morphed into how can, expensive into worth the investment. Language is software. Once you patched the code, reality updated its hardware. Most clutch was emotional alchemy. Fear popped up. You tagged it data, not doom. Anger flickered. 2 breaths, then channel that fire into outreach instead of outbursts. Silence grew strategic. You spoke less, listened more, and when words dropped, they hit like headliner punchlines. People leaned in, eyes bright. One ingredient that kept the engine purring was service. You dropped gems for free on social feeds, answered rookie questions without smugness, and mailed handwritten thank you notes after sales. Folks felt that realness and loyalty boomeranged back as 5-star reviews, referrals, and surprise shout-outs from influencers you'd once only watched through a cracked screen. And no, you didn't run yourself ragged. Recovery was part of the hustle. 7 hours sleep, a gallon of water, playlists mixing Nipsey Grit with lo-fi calm. Sunset walks, phone-free, these weren't luxuries, but signal maintenance. A foggy mind broadcasts static. A rested one beams HD clarity straight to destiny's inbox. Weekly journaling tracked wins and stumbles, turning vague feelings into data you could tweak like studio levels, always evolving. Fast forward a year. Bigger milestones, raw book deal, non-profit launch, passport inked with countries once pinned to vision boards. You're grateful but not shocked. These scenes have looped in your head since day one. Success is simply reality catching up to your imagination's schedule. Here's the kicker, the climb never ends. Every summit reveals a taller peak. Good, you were built for hikes. The framework that carried you, here gratitude, clarity, discipline, resilience, power, circles. Emotional mastery will lift you again and again. Keep updating goals. Stay playful with possibility. where setbacks, like seasoning, tonight, before sleep, run one audit. Did I picture the life I want? Did I act like its CEO? Did I speak life, give value, move energy? If any answers not yet, call tomorrow's alarm is another invite. That's the ultimate flex. You own the dial. Twist it toward abundance and watch the signal amplify. You started wondering whether the law of attraction was hype. You finish standing in evidence. Thought summoned vision, vision fueled motion, motion magnetized resources, and resources manifested results. Guard that loop. Share it, remix it, but never doubt it. Step outside tomorrow and feel the streetlights flicker in salute. They recognize a frequency upgrade. Stride past the old corner store and catch the graffiti spelling possibilities. You're not chasing success anymore. You're breathing it. Inhale opportunity. Exhale excuses. When folks ask how you pulled it off, grin and say, I tuned in right, moved my feet, and let the universe keep the beat, then keep walking, because the film's still rolling and the next scene's loading.